Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Nix. This film journaling video will be about the Hunger Games movie franchise. I've been meaning to rewatch this franchise since I started to journal about movies, but I guess my priority is to watch movies that I've never seen. Because I upload my monthly update on what I watch, the last week of each month is dedicated for rewatch only. I decided it's the right time too since it's been 10 years since the first movie came out last March 23. I saw that as a sign, so here we are. This franchise is special since this is the first ever dystopian and sci-fi film I remember watching in 2013. It's actually only 9 years ago for me since I didn't get to watch it the year it originally premiered, but that's okay because the gap wasn't really much. Josh Hutcherson, who played Pita, was my childhood crush and bridge to Terabithia, so it's actually great seeing him all grown up and even more charming. Now, here on the first page, it's just the usual preview of the movie posters with the year of their release and my ratings for them. The other side was for Katniss Everdeen, the girl on fire, the protagonist in these movies. Of course, I drew the different Mockingjay pins in the movies too. Following the first spread are the individual spreads for each film. The first one is Hunger Games, as I've mentioned, which came out in 2012. Being the first dystopian film for me, as far as I remember, this shocks me. The plot was refreshingly new to me but really disturbing. I mean, how could they possibly do this? Imagine that in real life. They treat Hunger Games as a punishment for the lower class districts that have a history of rebellion. For me, I kinda get Snow's point that it limits the number of killings and war technically, but still it's an unsettling concept that they seem to just use as an excuse to entertain themselves in the upper class. It's just completely unethical. They even have sponsors and bets during the game, which was perfectly shown in exaggeration with the setting of the capital of Panem and its people wearing fancy clothes. Anyway, I really like Katniss. She made me like breeds and made me wanna try archery, which I did but figured out it's a difficult weapon for me with bad eyesight. She's just a really nice sister. Her moments with Rue still made me cry. Haymitch is an incredible mentor. He knows the business and the way he creates a storyline to save his tributes amazes me. He even managed to manipulate Seneca Crane, the head game maker, to change the victor rules in the end against Snow's liking. Overall, it's a great first movie for the whole franchise. The next page is dedicated to the second film, Catching Fire, which is my favorite, and this is really special since I saw it on the big screen. I know the whole Hunger Games concept is shady, but I admit the quarter quell plot twist thrilled me. In this sequel, the effects on Katniss and Pita as survivors are reflected in them having nightmares and having to lie about their relationship to convince the audience and especially President Snow. I love the fact that Katniss started to deeply care for Pita for real in this film, and she seems not aware of it. The plot, production, visual, soundtrack, and everything are great. Victors fighting each other, that's madness. I love the addition of Finnick and Johanna in the characters. The end was mind-blowing. I can still remember the scream of us audiences in the cinema when Katniss shoots the ceiling of the arena. Knowing that they all had it planned for Katniss and how other victors really count on her too is overwhelming but in a good way. It's the most iconic sequel for me. Moving on, the next spread features the third film, The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1. It's my less favorite because it has fewer action scenes among others, but it's alright since it's a vital point of the revolution against the Capitol. Peeta has lesser screen time because he got separated and left in the Capitol. So really it's just focus on Katniss being an inspiration to a lot of people. My favorite scene here was when Katniss sang the Hanging Tree and people marching and just working together against the Capitol is such an impactful sequence. Lastly, the Mockingjay Part 2, the end of it all. Peeta was back and I just like how their relationship developed. President Coin's leadership and agenda are shocking and maddening. I can feel the anger of Katniss after all she's been through only to come back to what she was fighting for. It's really sick and I love how she ended it all. Plutarch's an amazing manipulator just like Haymitch in a good way and for a good cause. The after Hunger Games life of Peeta and Katniss seems healing. They deserve that. I guess that's mostly my thoughts about this film series. Now here's the flip through and a closer look at my final output. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you at the next one. Bye!